Here's what happened this week in North Carolina politics. Happy Valentine's Day. There's a lot of stuff happening in North Carolina right now, but one of the most important are the Hurricane Helene recovery aid proposals being considered right now in Raleigh. Now, just to recap, Governor Josh Stein has proposed a $1.1 billion Helene recovery package, while Republican leaders in the legislature have proposed about $500 million, a little bit less than half. This week, Republican leaders changed their proposal. They didn't change the top line number at all, but they just shifted around some of the money deeper in the bill to put a little bit more towards rental assistance, though still less than Stein has proposed. The Republican proposal also still provides no assistance for small businesses, which is a big difference from the Stein proposal. This whole thing is still really far from the finish line. It's still being negotiated, but basically the legislature wants to wait and see what the feds do first before they spend a lot more money. The Trump administration has announced massive cuts to scientific research around the country through the National Institutes of Health, and that's having a major impact here in North Carolina. There are dozens and dozens of firms and colleges and universities all over the state that perform research funded by the NIH, and work at all of them might just be ending now. Here's an example of what the NIH is doing in North Carolina. Cerebral small vessel disease and dementia, defining global resilience and disruption in brain networks. Wake Forest. Highly paralyzed characterization of histone reader dysfunction, Duke. Discovering the mechanisms linking gait to osteoarthritis, onset and progression, UNC Chapel Hill. Impacts of genetic variation in the Fc gamma receptor locus on functionality of impacts of genetic variation in the Fc gamma receptor locus on functionality of natural killer cells and monocytes. NC State. I hope I got that right. And none of this stuff is some big secret either. You can just look it up on the internet. But if you've ever benefited from cancer treatment, or had a premature baby, or suffered from heart disease, or know someone with Alzheimer's, then you've personally benefited from research like this. But once again, Donald Trump does not have the legal authority to stop this funding, which Congress has appropriated. So Attorney General Jeff Jackson and 21 other states' attorneys general sued, got a restraining order, and blocked the Trump White House. So the research funding continues for now, but this is not over. American leadership in advanced scientific research used to be an area of bipartisan agreement, but it looks like that might be over now. Finally, some good news. Out in Canton, Pactiv Evergreen has agreed to pay a settlement for violating the terms of its agreement with the state of North Carolina. Thanks to Josh Stein, who sued Pactiv Evergreen, and Jeff Jackson, who continued the suit, the company will now pay millions of dollars to the people of Canton and Haywood County, and boy do they need it. Behave yourselves tonight. Have a good weekend.